Texas, we're continuing to push for answers about the time it takes Dallas officers to respond to calls for help. One young man's life was on the line, but it took an hour and a half to get help. News 8's Tanya Iser spent tonight trying to figure out why.
They were walking towards me with the things covering their faces and with the gun.
14-year-old Kevin Crockett had just gotten off the bus Monday. He attends a collegiate program this summer.
Then he shot the gun and said that it wasn't a joke, he was going to shoot me.
The bullet went past him. The robbers grabbed his fingers and twisted them. They pistol whipped him.
That was the worst phone call I will ever get in my entire life.
It took an agonizing 90 minutes and 4 desperate calls to 911 for Dallas police to show up.
An hour and a half could be somebody's life.
This was just the latest example of a delayed police response.
So I'm steady calling Dallas, hey, can I get an officer out here? I got 2 at gunpoint.
Last month, the Dallas security guard waited more than 2 hours for police to respond after nabbing 2 armed men burglarizing a van in southwest Dallas.
It was more of a life and death situation.
He let them go before police got there.
We just told them just drive and just don't look back.
There's just not enough officers to do the job. DPD's lost more than 300 officers since October. 74 more are already slated to leave.
So response times are very challenging. They really are.
There are changes in the works. To combat rising response times, Assistant Chief Paul Stokes has ordered the department's daytime crime response teams at all 7 stations to answer calls. Plainclothes deployment officers at 2 stations have been put back in uniform during the day.
We have to change, and sometimes we have to change the way we do things.
But at what cost?
You're robbing Paul to pay Paul.
Mike Mata, president of the Dallas Police Association, says pulling crime response teams and deployment comes at the cost of stopping crimes before they happen.
There's going to be some trade-offs. The problem is that those trade-offs are going to have consequences.
That day, Kevin's mom, Sophia Silbus, and her husband beat the police to the scene by more than an hour.
Anything making my child hurt kills me. I felt like I was the one that got shot when I got that phone call.
Well, DPD has allocated overtime to try to bring down response times, but as one supervisor told me, he's lost more than 10 officers on just one shift, and the overtime covers the equivalent of 2 officers. And with more officers expected to leave in the coming months, it's likely to be a tough summer for DPD and crime victims. I'm live in Dallas, Tanya Iser, Channel 8 News.
All right, Tanya, a terrifying